It's the National Football League on EA Sports, where we'll see teams who have been division rivals since 1961. It's the Minnesota Vikings.
We're at the oldest continually operating stadium in the NFL as you get a look inside Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Straight ahead, we've got a good one on tap here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Green Bay Packers. The Florida Atlantic man, Greg Joseph, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Lambeau. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 20. So now this offense will take over, and they will have the football at their own 20-yard line. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. Brought down that time by Quay Walker. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. And he'll fight forward to about the 27-yard line. The heavy set out there. 3 tight ends in the formation for 3rd and 3. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the first down. They're able to convert with a gain of 4. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now Cousins hands to Jones. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
For a lot of guys playing this game, there's no better feeling than running right through a tackle. He's able to lower his center of gravity and churn his legs for a really nice pickup.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he's got room. There he goes, left side. Touchdown, Vikings.
Earlier in the week when they had their scouting report meeting, this was the explosiveness that they talked about trying to contain. They were concerned about it all week, yet he still did it to them. Wonder how that's going to carry over the rest of the game.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have to be thrilled with that first drive. They got them the touchdown. Now they'll be looking to make it a 2-score advantage here on the road.
And you know, they spent all week in practice, in meetings, talking about advantage, being the road team, going up. Takes the crowd out of the game and puts some doubt in the minds of their opponents.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Play action now. Cousins. He'll find his man, Terrace Marshall, complete. He's at the 30. 10, 5, touchdown, Vikings. Terrace Marshall, fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Vikings are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great... Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover.
And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. Touchdown, Vikings. Terrace Marshall. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Vikings take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, Paul?
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about
touchdown. Terrace Marshall on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. So the football will be at the 25-yard line as this offense gets set to take over. Cousins now to throw on first down. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Play fake. Cousins on the move to his left. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get this out past the 45 to the 47. Just what you want on a first down run. Call it 8 yards. And it's 2nd and 2.
Good yardage there on first down. Exactly what you want. Get yourself set up to keep making first downs, keep the clock running. And if they're smart, You're starting to milk the clock. No hurry before you run your second down.
He's got a man, complete. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 75 yards receiving for him now. It's a first down.
I'm seeing a lot of guys shaking their heads on defense right now, particularly in the secondary. And when you see that going on, that is never a good sign. But it's understandable. They've been shredded so far.
Touchdown, Vikings. K.J. Osborne, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half.
When we draw up defenses on the board, we do account for every receiver.
Here are the Vikings. Start their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow. And, I mean, if they can get points here, Charles, might almost be an insurmountable comeback for the other side.
I think you make a great case for that, so I'm going to flip it over to the other side. Could they make the big comeback? Certainly. Am I expecting it? Not at all. I think if we don't see a drastic change in how they're playing, this blowout's going to get bigger and bigger before the final gun.
Cousins' throw pulled in by Jefferson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson. They find some open field here. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Justin Jefferson, 44 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7.
They'll keep it on the ground again here. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
So we hit halftime with our visitors, the Vikings, taking the lead to the locker room. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome, everyone, to our brand new studios.
And okay, so much for our halftime break. Apparently we're going to get right back to it.
First, though, let's run through the next-gen stats for the Vikings in that first half. And they've had their way running the football, well over 100 yards already as a team, with 2 more quarters to come.
Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. Third quarter starting with a run from Montgomery. Darnell Savage there to make the tackle. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Again, they'll go ground with Montgomery. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Well, you certainly have to give them credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2.
8 yards on the pickup brings up 2nd and 2.
Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 46. Going up the gut, Montgomery.
46 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. And this winds up a pickup of 2, maybe 2.5 to about the 39. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
They have 3 tight ends in that formation. That's almost a universal sign that they're planning to run the football. But how about the defense there? They met force with force and caused a stack up behind the line of scrimmage and threw him for a loss.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake. The 20. 10, and the gamble pays off. They get the first. A big breakdown defensively there on the fake punt. Turns into a huge play and a 1st down. And they were right in that gray area on the edge of long field goal range, maybe too short to punt it. So the defense probably was expecting this was a possibility.
They should have been, and in most cases, what you do on defense is you go to what they call punt safe. In other words, you leave your defense on the field, prepare for them to possibly go for it, and then you just have a little bit different responsibilities. You're not really trying to get a big return. You just want to make sure you get the ball back. But they fell asleep at the switch.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Trying the power game with Ham. And he will take this one into the end zone for a Viking touchdown. C.J. Ham punching it in from a yard away.
And the Vikings take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Still well in control of this ball game despite giving up that touchdown a moment ago. Cousins on 1st down.
Justin Jefferson bringing in the slant.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. 1st down yardage on the first play of the drive, 14 yards.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
And am I seeing this correctly? They brought out the field goal team here on 1st down. And as is to be expected, this is nowhere near being good from that distance. But that shouldn't matter a great deal as they still lead by a bundle here. Mr. Davis, you're a football lifer, my friend. You've called games at the... Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they've got to be a little bit frustrated about that last drive, missed field goal.
Always hurts a team because, you know, you've put something out there, you've given yourself a chance, you're in range, and the ball doesn't go through the posts. But it's not something to panic about, I don't believe. Just keep playing and keep going.
And supreme confidence in the kicker turns to supreme failure, as that is obviously no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly Both offenses have been clicking in this one. A lot of points on the board. We'll see if that trend continues.
Let's go, baby. Turn it up. That's what it is. That's what it is, baby.
Back near the goal line, Cousins. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete. Historically, this is such a tough, loud venue, but you can hear a pin drop right now. A lot of fans long gone, not used to seeing a lopsided score like this. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. No one there to help out downfield, but no problem. Scrambling for 22 and a first.
He's starting to fall into the category of not fair, because when he's on target throwing the ball, he's dangerous. But when you add in his ability to make plays with his feet, almost impossible.
Yeah, exactly. They've had trouble stopping him in the secondary. This time they've got the great coverage. Oh, and now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Vikings.
Well, obviously, Charles, no more points were needed, but some teams just can't resist the urge to keep adding on, and they did just that here in the fourth quarter.
And we've certainly been on the call to see many teams do exactly that over the years, Brandon. Some to even more impressive degrees. In the end, it always goes back to there's still a defense out there, and it's still a game of...
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
You just kind of feel for the defense right now. This deficit, they have not been able to stop them the entire game, Charles. And some hands on hips, some long faces out there on the defensive side. Oh, they're like, oh, my gosh, we got to face these guys again here.
Yeah, people don't understand how hard it is when you're on the side that's being dominated to keep your head up and continue to play hard. And that's what they're going through right now, trying to find that pride inside of them to allow them to continue to fight, even though they are down huge in this game.
Nothing on the screen that time. Now it's third down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On third down, Cousins. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it.
And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Well, fans expect these primetime slots to deliver some of the best games each week. And, well, one team has certainly followed through with that tonight. Just an absolute clinic, Charles, on offense here. And they don't seem to be done trying to drive that football.
Yeah, and continue your theme about one team enjoying it. One fan base is enjoying it as well. The other fan base, they might disagree with what they've seen, but the one that's winning, they're certainly getting their money's worth.
I'll tell you, far from ideal conditions to play in, but neither offense has had much trouble. Plenty of points to go around. First and 10.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
Well, their passing attack, even though that one was incomplete, has been really sharp in this one. It's resulted in a lot of touchdowns, and it looks like they're not going to stop throwing the football until the very end of this one.
Well, that will certainly make everyone involved on offense pretty happy because that gives them all a chance to pad their stats a bit. But as far as the actual need, you and I both know they can just run this clock out because this one, it was over a long time ago.
Here's Cousins. He's going to let this go deep, back over the middle. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Oh, he's been fun to watch in this one. He's made the correct reads all game long and helped stake his team a huge lead. Running, passing, he's made all the right decisions. But that wasn't the right read on that one. It falls incomplete.
Cousins to throw for it on fourth. Escaping the pressure right. Airs it out toward the corner of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. You know, these guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
On third down, they go Montgomery. And this will be a Vikings first down as he's able to get this up past the 40.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on third down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, third down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one.
Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
This guy's proven himself to be one of the best in the NFL. He brings an added dimension to their offense with his ability to read defenses and know when he's able to pull it down and take off and go.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
But that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. I'd like to be those defensive coaches, though. That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared, but executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.